I'll post a commission at the Adventurers Guild. Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye. Snatch Cliff is known for its views.
Так, всем привет. Со звуком там все нормально. Так. Чтоб как после трансляции не лагануло.
Which should I choose?
Так. Сейчас, через минуту, наверное, начнем. Кстати, возможно, это будет пока что на данный момент последний стрим, потому что у меня будет сейчас небольшой отдых от Ханкая или Геншина.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than one.
Snatch Cliff is known for its views. Haven't you heard? There's a strange wandering. It's been getting quite busy.
Ну ладно. Ладно, погнали. Сейчас буду проходить сюжет, который тут есть. Не то.
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
Через дня. Так. Еще разок.
I've never had dim sum at Shinyue kiosk before.
Так. 160. Подожди. На босса надо еще высушаться. На босса сходим в конце, наверное, самого уже. Всего этого сюжета сейчас.
The show begins.
Как быстро отхил. Но не верю, это вообще хилить не надо. Он сам себя отхилит, блин.
Oh, you're here early. I just ordered. The food should be out in a second. Sit down, sit down.
Let's all take a seat.
Here, hand me your cups.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, you weren't supposed to drink that, Paimon. That was for you to rinse your utensils.
That's a thing? Wow, so much delicious food. Do you really eat all this just
That's just how we do it where I'm from. Most of the time, though, I don't eat lunch after dim sum.
Oh, that's good to hear. Paimon doesn't need to worry about holding back then.
Eat, eat. If it's not enough, we can always order more. Oh, what about you, traveler? Is the food to your liking? Want some more seafood kanchi? Let me refill your bowl.
Paimon's gonna take you up on that. Fill it up nice and full and make sure she gets a... So full. That meal was so satisfying, it even gave Paimon some extra brain juice. Oh, listen, listen. Paimon's figured it out. Let's think about this for a second, Gaming. You invited us to this awesome restaurant and ordered a whole table full of expensive dim sum just for the three of us. That would explain why you try to keep your friends and family away from each other.
Are you confusing me with Xingqiu?
Huh? You know Xingqiu? You
Well, when you're on the road as much as I am, you hear all sorts of rumors. Sometimes they're true, sometimes more often than not, that means knocking on some doors to find out for yourself.
Oh, you true.
Okay, enough with the teasing.
What? Oh, Paimon thought she was onto something there.
My dad is just an ordinary tea merchant. Small scale. My dad... He always wanted me to win, but that's just not who I am. It's not who I ever wanted to be.
Have you ever talked to him about it? You know, about your interests and aspirations.
Of course I have. I told him I wanted to be a wushu dancer. That I wanted all of Tevat to see. According to my dad, though, that wasn't a real...
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm sure he thought I would come around eventually, but wushu dancing has always been the only thing I wanted to do. One day, he tried to get me to visit some other tea merchants to start building the right relationships, but I refused. In the end, I was so angry that I ran away from home. I haven't been back since. Don't get on my case just yet, okay? It's not like I think I'm completely without fault. No, I know that it wasn't the right way to go about things. But my dad's stubborn. No matter how hard I tried to convince him, it just went in one ear and out the other. There was no changing his mind. I knew talking would only get me so far, but if I made it big and...
Gaming.
But I'm sure you both already know how that's going. Wushu dancing's just not that big in Liyue Harbor. In the past, I would go door to door from store to store, asking if they would be interested in hiring a performer. Most times, I wound up eating nothing but humble pie. And you can't just rely on dreams to put food on the table, right? So, I found a job as a guard to make some money. And now I have enough to get by and then some. Still, change takes time. Gotta take it slow, you know?
Paimon understands.
Okay, enough of all that serious talk. Our tea's getting cold.
Actually, we told Xianyun that we would go to her kite-making workshop.
Oh?
Are you interested in kite-making, Gaming?
Oh, no. It's just that I happen to know Auntie Xianyun.
Do you not know who she really is, Gam?
Oh, I know that she's an Adeptus. I met her during a delivery once. But hasn't she been in the city lately? She's even tried, with some limited success. She came to see me a few days ago to ask about luminescent dyes. Oh, wait a second. She doesn't plan on putting those on a kite, does she?
Is that not something?
It's one thing to use it on cloth, but applying it to paper is another matter entirely. Why couldn't she tell me what she wanted them for?
Yeah, she does seem to have trouble with that sometimes.
It would be such a shame if everyone worked so hard on their kites only for them to get ruined in the end. Okay, I'll go with you. If Auntie Xianyun wants to...
Great! The more the merrier!
То есть это было только начало главы. Кошмар. Стоят.
Ganyu! Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived!
Hello, friends.
Ganyu!
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at Wanmin restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. It's... Apologies in advance.
Wait! Shenhe? Not the...
See? It worked.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need...
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm... Paimon doesn't think that...
Was I asleep? Must have been a...
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often. Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin restaurant with me.
I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very...
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Yao Yao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop, right?
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before.
Me too! I want to participate in the kite flying competition with my best plus. It's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself, right? Your best friend didn't come with you? Well, Chi-Chi's been super busy helping Dr. Baiju lately. I'll meet up with her later. Oh, I also brought
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my companion's enthusiasm. I was originally planning to buy a ready-made kite and just enjoy the festive city atmosphere, but Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let my motivation for being here might be a little...
Well, we're all here, but where the heck is Xianyun? Shouldn't she...
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
Oh, come on! You clearly heard Paimon! Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird! Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest Adeptus. Someone as wonderful as you is sure to have brought enough for Paimon as well, right?
Она типа думает, что она ходила по магазину за рыбой для нее.
So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked. Use them as you see fit. As for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided while we were eating, yes?
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listening. Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you have any trouble, question.
We're not in any hurry to get started. Why don't we go see what the others are... Hey, Gaming! Want to team up?
Huh? I have to participate? I thought I'd...
You're that unenthused by kite making, huh?
No, it's not that... It would take too long to explain. I guess I'll... What shape should we go with? What do you think, Shuyu? Is there a particular design you want?
I want a swanee!
That might be...
True, but I still want to try.
Okay.
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my horns from now on. They're really quite sensitive.
I see. My apologies. I shall remember.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just...
Huh? Please, I told you, just call me Ganyu. Well, all right. Just be gentle.
Firm to the touch with no discernible temperature. Oh, not unlike certain medicinal plants I've eaten before.
Все, угоню съедят ее рога.
Still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. I should stop.
Вгрызись в них. На вкус.
I see. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
Oh, no need. I'll just refrain from taking afternoon naps outdoors. Anyway, we should perhaps we should just choose them.
Okay.
Well, they seem to be getting along swimmingly. Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design, is it a finch?
Yep.
One is looking forward to seeing your finished product.
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao? I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more like my friends. But if I make it gold, it'll be more like me.
If you are asking for one's own opinion, one would advise choosing gold. When giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not? One imagines your friend would much prefer a kite that reminds them of you.
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi. How did you know?
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way of knowing things.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Auntie Cloud Retainer. I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the impression that one was supposed to be doing the relaxing. Is your kite finished?
We actually haven't started yet, but we're going to start, right now.
Беренько
We should
свалили.
get started on our kite now. Let's go.
Так. Вот сюда.
First, we have to decide on the shape. Hey, what are you laughing at? Oh, that's not if nothing else, a Paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels and always find the tastiest food and funnest things to do wherever you go. Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. Ooh, we should exaggerate this a bit. How about this? The word... Now, what expression should we give her? Since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky. Ooh, like this? Ooh, the title of Champion Kite Flyer is mine!
Скорее, ты будешь мемом, блин, на всем этом празднике. Пойму. Это все нормально. Как бы. Она пожизненный мем.
Now that we've decided, let's make... It's done! Paimon has to say, Kai Paimon might even rival real Paimon in terms of cuteness. we just have to attach the string, right?
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, Shenyun's calling us.
Let one take a look.
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty.
Интересно, вот когда добавят функцию вот убрать этот текст, как в Ханкае вот тут. Кнопочку. Чтобы можно было сфоткать нормально, вот без вот этого вот.
Yep.
Это ж 5 минут
The
работы.
coloring
Или
makes it look
сделать,
a
что ли,
lot
уже
like
было?
Master.
Или чё?
If the tail wasn't split in two like that, it might even be a spitting image. If you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the lines.
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall the coloring of any bird. Except Master. Or should I say that I'm too familiar with her crane form? Even when she stands before us in human form, all I can see is blue and white.
Oh, well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see.
Exactly. So I simply closed my eyes and painted from memory.
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Wow, the disciples of Adepti really are something.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
The Swanee that Gaming and Shuyu made looks very majestic. I'm sure it'll look even more impressive as it soars through the sky.
Надеюсь, это, конечно, на стриме не слышно. Наверное. Потом переслушаю, когда буду пересмотреть стрим. То, что у меня там на заднем плане происходит.
The eyes and ears glow in the dark, so you're sure to see it at night. Your golden finch is cute too, Yao Yao. It's all thanks to Auntie Cla—
What about your kite, traveler?
Новый мем.
Its self-important countenance bears a striking resemblance to that of its namesake.
It makes her look like she's already won the competition. Well, that's gonna happen one way or another.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh? Who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory? Oh, and to do so by making use of this crude piece of mortal— One simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence. Continue attaching the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Cloud Retainer? Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after—
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
Заклюет.
Looks like we can glide over.
Эта штука является как объект, что ли? Рели. Со стрима пойду мемчики делать. Будет чем заняться после стрима. У меня вопрос, а как змей долетел аж он туда, если надо лететь туда? Что за бред?
It's right there!
This Fontanian device of mechanical motion is
Ну,
quite
понятно.
curious indeed.
Она сейчас заклюет.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite has vanished.
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its...
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount Outsong. Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain sense of dread.
Your concern is misplaced. Sure, Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciples, or secluded in her abode attending to her. On the subject of said kite, however, one simply must remark on the genius of its windless lift technology. One cannot help but surmise that its ingenuity rivals
Сейчас я
that of
сбросил,
Cloud
подождите.
Retainer's creations.
Так, все. Я вернулся, так.
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the Supreme Cuisine Machine.
One presumes that this kite belongs.
Huh?
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted.
One's fault. One seems to recall that releasing the kite was no solitary endeavor. Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to appease her.
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath. It would be better to stay silent.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the moon chase?
Hello?
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You
That is not our kite.
Oh, so an adeptus such a...
Ah, you're and I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain. Pray.
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite... mint! Well, and if that's all, then we'll just...
We finally caught up. You sure Mooncarver, Mountain Sheeper, would...
You!
Okay, now Paimon's getting a weird vibe. Did she...
It is of no consequence. Long has one seen through their disguises. One with...
Then you are not angry?
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of how enticing these city novelties can be.
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. Seldom do we get the upper. However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require a deftness of hand. No worthy kite could be born of our own making.
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and wave.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
We're leaving already? All this flying from place to place is wearing Paimon out.
They're back.
Paimon's...
After you left, Yao Yao and Shu Yu tired themselves out playing with their kites. Gao Ming offered to escort them home.
Before he left, he said something that I don't quite understand.
Oh? What did he say?
He said, a kite is always tied down no matter how far it flies or how high it soars. Its tether prevents it from ever truly flying. He looked quite dejected as he said this.
Now that you mention it, Gao Ming did seem to have a rather strange attitude towards kites.
A reflection of himself. If I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol of kinship and the bonds that tie us and...
Shenhe?
It may be an exceedingly slim and distant connection, but lose it, and you lose that which links you to home. If Gao Ming truly sees a kite as a reflection of himself, then I fear I understand his words even less.
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their mindset and experiences, right? It's actually quite normal.
Just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near it?
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are...
Tolerance and understanding? What brought about this conversation? Did one miss something?
Сказать это, как она это носит, почему это не отваливается. Вот это на изгибе, вот это вот. На чем оно держится? На чем? На Святом Духе или на чем оно держится вообще?
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on every little thing, you know. Where were you anyway?
One was merely doing a bit of cooking.
А тут в ее дизайне тоже вот эта вот бредовая вот эта штука, она должна весить просто много уже. И ее голову должен перевешивать он туда. То есть она не должна прямо смотреть, она должна вот так смотреть. Вот так вот.
Night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied, one would entreat you to stay and eat before you depart.
Oh, it's been so long since I've had the chance to enjoy your cooking.
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar with everyone's culinary proclivities. Shenhe, Ganyu, come with me.
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying to play favorites, are you? If you're ready to serve the food, we can help too.
Новые скинчики.
Oh, I can feel the wind brushing against my legs. This is a bit embarrassing.
Это мы заскриним.
Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
Huh? She asked them just like that?
You look pretty too, Ganyu! Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined! Those outfits really
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, one would expect nothing less. What colors have you been partial to lately, Shenhe and God?
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer so...
I like black.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has an...
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue I've come to value recently.
Понятно. Ну, с ней все понятно, она просто ела и изморалась.
And you, Ganyu?
I favor blue and black.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable, yes?
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer. For...
Thank you, Master.
One is content, as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes these garments will see much use.
Они в этих костюмах выглядят как полуголые, блин.
Seems like your supreme cuisine machine is just getting better and better, Xianyun! This golden crab's particularly good. The shell's deliciously crunchy, and the meat inside is so succulent, and it's a good thing Gaming isn't here, or...
He traveled all this way on account of the kite make. Oh well.
It's rare for someone to make such a good impression on you, Cloud Retainer.
One has high standards. He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not the type who would see such potential squandered.
It appears that he wishes to break free from the kite string that tethers him.
Kite string? Huh, what strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe. Ever since you returned from one mean restaurant...
Where do we even begin? Oh, do you know about...
One has only heard that the two are...
He ran away from home and...
Oh?
Ran away, you say? Huh.
Oh, okay. Paimon...
What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. We must make haste. As one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of Menogias. He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric selection and color pairing, but also for what accessories could best accentuate a garment's... At a gathering of adepti, Bonanis once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Menogias made for her was too long and impractical, lamenting that it would only hinder her. However, when one asked Menogias his opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adeptal countenance by exemplifying a certain elegance. And later... one seems to have strayed off topic. One means to say that Lantern Rite should. It is a time to address problems before the fate is fickle. The cruel.
That's nice and all.
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps Adeptal Arts could be of use.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Combining our effort. Aha! One! How about this? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep. Oh, Paimon Root.
One's designs never. Now then, I counsel rest for all, and to.
Так, вот это.
Water comes in many.
Но мы туда не идем. Мы идем на
To the discerning
боссов.
palate.
Сейчас,
Mon-
Маринка. У меня, кстати, в Ханкае это вне кадра выпал офигеть какой артефакт. Там.
Ad Astra
Там буквально
Abyssos.
все в процентах было.
Thank you for completing today.
Все статы были в процентах, буквально все
Astra.
было в процентах. Это одуреть какой артефакт просто.
Ad Astra.
Знаете, что надо в Genshin еще сделать? Вот экспедиция вот например. Вот тут лимит то, что 5. Надо увеличивать этот лимит, потому что для чего вот столько вот слотов, если у тебя лимит 5? И тем более это еще на целый день, на один день. Это бредово. Надо бы хотя бы до 10 вот так поднять, чтобы всех персонажей так понаставлять. Вот эти точки. Потому что тут, ну 5 персонажей, блин. Это вообще бредово. До 10 увеличить вообще будет. Хорошо, все. Так. Первым пойдет у нас Скоромуча, наверное, сейчас. Также пойдет. Буду умирать, как обычно. Подожди. Забыл, сейчас же воскресенье. Это завтра же будет. Забыл про это. Извиняйте. Так, значит, сюда сейчас пойдем. Сюда. Только надо перекрафтить. А то он сегодня понедельник, блин. Сегодня, оказывается, воскресенье. Да, просто на всю катушку так. Все. Хотя можно даже не сюда идти, как бы. Артефакты-то на хиду у меня там есть нормально уже. Плюс-минус. Да, сюда. Мне надо качать. А то она там еле-еле выживает.
Count me in.
Давненько я таким составом не играл. Прям давно.
I see everything.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humble.
Strike a pose. Time to shine. Make yourselves a home. Yeah. Fellow warfare, I guess. Coming at you. Fire!
guidance.
Let the world collide! This one's got your name on it!
Ну, такое как бы. Не будет больше. Ну-ка. Такое. Такое себе, конечно. Это мне не очень-то надо.
Share my knowledge! A proper send-off! Strike a pop!
Let the mighty be humble.
This one's got your name on it! That's coming at ya! Let my name echo in song! I see everything! A proper send-off! From the state of... Hey! Make yourselves a room!
Be sanctified.
Everyone hold hands! This one's got your name on it! Ah.
Не выпадает. Ну, не сказал бы. Ну да. Великолепие. Выпадает говнецо.
I see everything! This one's got your name on it!
Settle down.
Time to shine! The Temple of Wisdom! A proper send-off!
Let the mighty be humble. Bow your head.
Feeling lucky? Ha! Feeling lucky? Everyone hold hands! A proper send-off! From the state of...
Be sanctified.
И выпадает. Пом. Так. Ну и последнюю я солью вот сюда вот. Ну так просто. Тут ее точно
Well,
люблю.
since you asked so
Чтоб не умереть там.
Right here. Emerge.
Share my knowledge!
Settle down.
I'm always watching. Right here. Right now. Right here. Ha! Cha! Zi! Ta! Ha!
Hey! The Temple of Wisdom! Shower me with praise! Let my name echo!
Let the mighty be humble.
Изи. Легко и просто. Хрень. Хрень. Кто никому не нужна, никогда в жизни не понадобится. Бонус физурон это вообще кому? Кто физуроном бьет? Кто, наверное? Сколько у меня куточек? Неплохо. Аркелина уже тут дома, как бы по сути, можно сказать. Ух, на нее надо будет лутать потом, господи. Я уже знаю, что на нее надо будет, поэтому заранее. Это куча пирокристаллов. Это сколько же времени-то убьется на ее прокачку? Это кучу надо раз цветочек убить или пирокуб. Это жесть. Потом еще, да, наш, наверное, еще будет от себя же еще делаться. Через 2 дня. Так. А мне кажется, или локация поменялась? Вот ночью все красиво выглядит. Днем полная фигня.
You've certainly gotten an early start this morning. Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
Ah, perfect. You're all here. There's an important commission I need your help.
All right, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
It's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their ware.
Sure. What's this merchant's address?
Here.
If the client's that important, then this must be a very crucial, very pressing commission, right?
Of course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you.
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off then.
Предпоследняя глава. Это примерно еще где-то минут 40, наверное, будет длиться.
You're a bit quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to...
Батя. Они не похожи.
Oh, so you're Gaming's father. It's nice to meet you. Just leave
Они
this
ж не
delivery
похожи.
to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Gaming is super good at what he does. Everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Пять коробок текстуры. Неплохой товар.
Then let's get going.
A very important client has asked. Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be.
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to...
We've been walking for so long. Is anyone tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
But the winter melon cake he gave us last time was so delicious. Have you ever tried it before, Mr. Ip?
Paimon.
Так-то лучше. Боже. Ну, вас-то это как бы не видно. А монитор настраивал. Это ужас. Было ярко, капец, как будто, блин, рядом со мной солнце. Мне же глаза выжигало все это время.
This place looks nice and open. Why don't you all rest?
Huh? What about you?
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Oh, but
Just let him go.
okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know?
Halt! Who goes there?
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
Ну все, чё. Они стали официально бандитами. Их добавят как бандитов реально вот в Геншин, чтоб можно было избивать.
Enough of
Было
your
бы
music.
весело.
Focus. Focus on the matter at hand. Present your exquisite ornaments at once.
Indeed. Bring them forth readily.
It seems as if these two are It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting in store for Dad. The best way to keep him safe is... Leave this to me. Traveler, Paimon.
No, Gaming. It's too...
This is what I do.
A thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Away. Let us away.
Gaming!
Don't worry, he's a great fight. Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure hoarders all by himself.
But Gaming, if he had just stayed by my side and learned the family trade, he would...
We just have to trust him. Let's go on ahead. We'd best get away from here.
All is going to plan.
Цапля.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Yongli,
Неужели змеев запускает? Схутало.
Good sir, please listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight?
Поймал, задохнулась.
Oh. Ah, I see. It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea...
Nope, no need. Paimon's?
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millilith at once. Oh? Well, such matters are best left to those with the necessary...
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Ну, как сказать, простые люди. Тут вообще нету... Это вообще... Дед. Вот это убьет все живое когда-нибудь. Это тоже...
Since we find
Он тут
ourselves
один,
otherwise
единственный.
unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
Everyone hold hands. So, Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes.
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani. Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, they have no doubt had to face many hurdles along the way. Ones not so easily understood by spectators such as ourselves. If you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. That is a rare attribute indeed. I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished and upright, you must be a very proud parent indeed, Uncle Ip.
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yes.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he cuts back.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed. It's understandable to find talking about such things in person.
No. It wouldn't be right to ask that of you. I've been in the tea business for most of my life, and I always hoped my child would do the same. Otherwise, how would he support himself?
Его семья любит траву выращивать, поэтому все нормально тут.
Over the past few years, I heard how well he was doing for himself as a guard. How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. Every time I get to thinking like that, I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli. Yet you speak with...
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown... Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Then she's more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such an... I meant to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite. Feel free to call.
Sure.
Имя, конечно,
So,
Иптак.
do you also think
Тик-так,
I
блин.
fret too much, Mr. Zhongli?
Я тебя буду называть Тик-таком. Ты у нас Тик-так теперь. О.
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. As my friend once said, if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
It seems I was too stuck in my ways.
You need not reproach your heart for caring. Indeed, with such a big heart, why not allocate the time you usually spend worrying about Gaming to the pursuit of other things? Like
The blink of an eye, you say?
children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, sometimes in the blink of an eye, but always when you least expect.
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second.
Zhongli certainly has a way with work. Oh, Gaming is back! Hey, Gaming, we're over here!
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhong.
A fated meeting indeed. We were just in.
Is everything resolved?
Well,
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to talk to you.
Huh?
I'll come right out and say it. Those two bandits, you sent them, didn't you? Can't look me in the eye, huh?
Okay, but how did you know?
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious I was right on their tail and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance. People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted. Unless, of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Wow, you're pretty quick.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen one. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me? I appreciate it, but this conflict between us has been going on for a long time. Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around. Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk.
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these...
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure talking...
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste it. Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make friends with anyone, so why not your dad?
I'll do my best.
Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems...
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble musings.
How much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
Кстати, Джунли бы к Кризли сходить. Я думаю, они бы там остались на веки вечные. С своим чаем.
Iptak and I have found many a common interest.
Well said, Mr. Gaming. Mr. Zhongli is very knowledgeable. You should take the opportunity to learn from people like him when you're in the city.
Huh?
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my account. When you're less busy, let's find...
It would be an honor.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, alright? Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you...
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say, as for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly...
You never change, do you? Why did you have us walk all this way? Paimon thought...
A friend approaches.
Hello.
So, you're here...
I've been here the whole time.
Сталкер.
A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Who be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli.
Сяо офигел, что старый дед запускает змею.
It's you. I thought you were Director Who.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that...
Наверное, вот за третий тут квест только, наверное, с дедом можно рожать.
He seems quite immersed in the study of this device.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. It's a bit of a shame. In truth, I'm here because Director Who dispatched me to purchase some items in preparation.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she... Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy... what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for Lantern Rite. A recommendation from Xiangling, perhaps.
I've only met Director Who a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Who tasked me with studying the differences. Many hands make light work.
All right. I have made my if speed is what you're after, the mechanical kite is the better choice.
Wonderful. I shall pass that information along to Director Who. I'll leave these two kites.
Oh, wait.
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you?
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend. Besides...
seems like our pool of competitors is growing. Do you like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like, although watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring me perhaps they're a bit like Shaolan.
Kite flying is also a...
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Menogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest in matters of ornamentation and design. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
It's getting late. I should go inform Director Hu of our findings.
How has she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her for us.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying Village in a few days. If you have the time, perhaps you could also make the trip. If you happen to run into her, you can pass along your regards in person.
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Xiangli. See you later.
See you next time.
Coming. I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh, I can't say I support that decision, but... Hey...
Sit, Shenhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a...
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan one recounted to you?
Yes, Master. We aim to give them a demonstration of familial love. So I'll have whatever...
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose I'll...
Perfect. Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already. Oh, forget it. Such thoughts detract from the present need to keep up the conversation.
Да, наш может просто купить чай. Еще.
Has work been busy during the holiday season?
Если я правильно
Drunk
понял.
guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by
Are Auntie Xianyun and
Oh dear. Well, what I meant to ask was, have you made any new
You already know of my... Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't...
The poor child. Her one friend can't... I guess... Maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all.
Let's move on, shall we? Do you have any plans for today, Shenhe? How about we do something fun?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll lose...
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for dinner along the way. If that is what you ask of me, then that is what I shall do.
Я так понял, у них самый лучший план в мире.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait.
Yeah. Coming. I'd like to finish what I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor, because if you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know our personalities are too similar to avoid butting heads. But you'll have your aunts, uncles. They'll all do whatever they can to help. You could get a less tax...
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important affair, Master.
Shh. Just think about it. Okay.
Dad really has changed a lot. But I thank you.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, Paimon sure hopes they've made up by now. Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. That's not a... hey you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got to chatting with some friends and...
Perfect timing, actually.
Yep, let's go.
Gaming has grown.
Master, did I say something wrong earlier? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted...
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the
Then I helped?
Naturally, your purity of spirit is one of your greatest strengths.
В этот момент Шинхэ полетит в мем. У меня. В мемную галерею.
You must be Mr. Ip! Thank you for coming. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be willing to sit down for
An interview? To advertise my...
I suppose you could think of it that way. We Fontainians are big.
The Fontaine mark. Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare. Perhaps we could sit down and
Of course! Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan? And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled.
Over here! Yoo-hoo!
Huh? What? Auntie Shenyun?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still...
I take it that all...
Don't worry, Shenyun.
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shanha appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others. I still have a lot to learn.
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gamin?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursements will be made.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would say. We pulled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird as a gift, as well as a sample of the regional special. Fontainians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on Charlotte's article. And once all the money from the new orders begin to roll in, getting our...
Oh, okay. Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back right now.
We can talk about such matters at a later date. There are more important matters for you to consider.
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to help, right?
Okay. Whew.
Got it. Just leave it to us. Let's split up and make it happen. We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite flying competition. Since Xiao already tested out those kites...
Welcome back. I see you returned from your trip. I really do have to thank you for all. Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very.
Oh, you should really be thanking.
I'll be sure to. And are you here to buy a kite? Please take your pick.
Oh, we already have a kite. We wanted to buy one of those, device thingies from Fontaine.
Ah, yes. Here you go. Please.
It doesn't feel right for us to.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the kite flying competition.
All right, then. Phew, it's done. Let's get down to business. Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky. Chi-Chi, we're almost there.
Okay. Come here, allow me.
The lantern rite is as festive as ever.
Huh? Oh, what's going on?
Did something happen? What should we do? Oh, should we get the Millilith?
What's that?
Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Wait, the wind.
Oh my gosh!
Mommy, I want a big kite like that too! Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful! Happy Lantern Rite. Happy Lantern Rite.
performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in. You saw that, right, Traveler? Let's go find him. Oh, he's over there, talking to his dad.
Deliver my husband safely.
I think I'll head off now, if that's okay.
Thank you, little girl.
No need, no need. Matt.
Dad.
I suppose our...
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but...
Wow. I never thought I'd live to...
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult.
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream... Really, when I was young, I also... Actually, how about we save that still? All I really want to say is, much like this kite, you also deserve to soar to new...
Dad.
Son.
Son?
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into...
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this before. To me, Gaming, you've always been a great kid. All right, that's everything I've got.
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Now, over there, your friends are still waiting.
Huh? But you...
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab dim sum together.
Dad.
Go.
Okay, then I'm off.
Почти 2 часа уже идет.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gaming. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Shenyun. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together and go fly a kite.
Что-то дают.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Меня этот большой кунь задолбал уже ходить тут. Все знают, что у него большой кунь. Вот так. Ты большой кунь, да? Ну, конечно. Кто б еще бы не был бы. Мем на века, блин. Сейчас заканчивать надо будет уже. Допрохожу и все. Не туда.
We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into...
Хутао?
The mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around. Cream! Huh? Did you hear? Sunshine! Blue skies! Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Хутао. А, нет. Кларинда.
Ah, well, if it isn't see, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me, Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite? Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it...
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy... Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were... There was something about almonds, maybe? And
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps. But the act of shouting was very That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions. Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try?
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too... No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face.
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about..."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier?
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as she probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back.
What? Nervalet was here too? What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
Два дракона в одном месте.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even...
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading the...
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is...
You Fontanians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridsley, and now I have to buy him something. It was just a spur of the moment, so Ridsley gets really invested in that sort of thing. But he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that
Я просто
easygoing when it
ему
came to
налить.
talking business.
Ну прям с дороги, с пыльной.
In any
Я буду
case,
доволен.
I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier. Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10...
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't...
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Qiaoying Village. So we decided to come and see if we could...
Oh, dear. We've been chatting for quite some time.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so...
Go and meet your friend.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain.
Отец, Фурина и Хутао. Да.
Qiaoying Village is known for its tea, but you know what else they have with tea? Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten and... Oh, well that's fine too. Now let's see what kind of yummy things... Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina standing between Zhangli? Wonder what they're talking about. Zhangli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Qiaoying. Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her... Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Merope, but... Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Since Zhangli is there, Paimon bets... It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhangli.
Теперь гид джунглей.
Alright, no time to
Дед,
waste. Let's go see
теперь
who's
гид.
right. Great, now Paimon shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eye?
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then? I'm pretty sure you didn't learn that one from me. I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over Teyvat, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and, well, since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this
It appears you have been to Fontaine, then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as...
That's what I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhang. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you
Does that mean Hu Tao...
You may not have heard, friends, but... Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed...
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
У меня были деньги.
Huh? What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business. That I do, What was Paimon's guess then?
Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you...
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me...
Ha! You see? Paimon, since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, traveler.
Просто деньги Пайма забрали.
How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl, and Paimon will also buy you a bowl. As for the third...
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the... I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in...
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important... Something happened...
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you...
Oh, well...
Really? Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have...
Whoa, it's not like that,
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor...
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me? Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to... now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time Hey! That's pretty good. I'll have...
Oh, Paimon! So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not my original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hu...
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's up...
Huh?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on.
Huh. Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get...
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this. He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hu Tao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he? Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who would consider that.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demand.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on...
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so...
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy.
Is that so?
Ну да, как бы. Типа два дракона.
To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't...
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. He's got more friends than he knows what to do with.
Well, that's certainly true. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while. If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but...
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important. Sounds like a pretty uptight sort of... In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of... You're quite right.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and Clarand. Hey, over here!
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please.
Oh, no apologies necessary. Any friend of the traveler and Miss Farina.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it. It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina.
Oh,
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly! Just like in those ghosts, 8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them, an old house is stood. But if you take a closer look, there may be something you missed.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean...
Of course.
Gotta say, Farina, by the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well, that's... Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right... I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to an...
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Xiaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hutao and Mr.
It's fine. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to dim sum.
Is that some kind of Liyue term for...
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious. Paimon knows you.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and Clorand is the one who didn't buy...
So all you're bringing back with you is that...
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for siege.
Clorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in this. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, actually...
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, so that's what... Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not...
That's quite... Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us.
Они его используют как багажник. Нормально, применение.
I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the fortress of Maripede for me, once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means...
See, even Clorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe if only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible. Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.
Clorand said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Maripede, maybe we'll run...
Да, придется теперь бежать полвека. Уже 2 часа. Идет.
But we don't know exactly when he'll show up.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time. Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early.
You call this early? Do you always...
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for... I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my... I see. Thank you for informing me. Yes, they have been safely delivered.
I have to hand it to Cloramp. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on...
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a form...
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of...
About that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? What?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like...
This is a stone slate.
Well, that is an apt description. It is in
a legal codex.
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on...
Oh.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness as a tribute to that sentiment. This slate was designed after... During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the... We joked with Cloran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here...
Ah, so...
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any...
It is a very... I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around... A gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front...
surely there's no need for such a...
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom. But we do have a storage room. We can put it in...
That sounds good.
So that's what you were doing in Chao...
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water.
Естественно, что бы ему еще там надо было? Вода.
The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance if you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same. Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, but you know you don't have to just... After all, you're heartily bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions. Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted. But now, I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
Это он сам себя сделал. Ну, черпак, короче. Это его истинная форма черпака.
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
That was indeed one of my inspirations. Really? You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival around such an important holiday such as this, but I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is. That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted. You are most welcome. Happy Lantern. Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, something which couldn't be in. But I suppose I understand her point. My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does in part originate from it. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting
Вот и все, да? Вот и все.
Lantern right in the spirit of the sea.
Эх, ладно, будем заканчивать. Так. Ну, на этом все. Для ютуба лайк, подписка, колокольчик. Для твича отслеживать. Всем пока.